where Grant County schools are the latest target of these creepy clown threats, this time in the form of a Facebook post. This is Reading Community Schools are just scheduled to reopen this morning after last week's clown threat. 9 on your side's Kristen Swilley is live now with advice both districts are sharing with students, parents, and staff. Kristen.
Yeah, well, when students walk back into class this morning, administrators will still be on high alert. The Reading School Superintendent posted to Facebook late last night, urging students to follow a series of tips, including keeping their cell phones on and charged, as everyone remains vigilant about any sort of potential threats. He's also urging everyone to walk in pairs or groups on the way to class, follow the main route to school, and not shortcuts. Those may be more dangerous. I also urge to report anything suspicious to a parent, teacher, or administrator. There are counselors on hand in every school in the district. Superintendent says he is sending a formal letter home today about the incident. In Grant County, what's described as a digital clown threat posted to Facebook, police don't believe to be credible. However, the school says they have heightened security and will continue to do so until whoever's behind the threat is caught. These districts, of course, just two examples of several clown-related threats over the past week, with Montgomery police arresting 5 students after social media threats, and similar issues in Fairborn, Coleraine Township, and Miami Township. Schools reopened down here at 7 a.m. Reporting live, Kristen Swilley, 9 on your side.
Extra police patrols and security are stationed outside a private apartment in Paris where Kim Kardashian was robbed at gunpoint overnight. Officials say armed men posing as police broke into her flat. They tied her up and they stole millions of dollars in jewelry. Now, the news of this robbery quickly made its way to Kim's husband, Kanye. He was performing at a festival in New York City. He abruptly shut down his performance.
I'm sorry, there's a family emergency. I have to stop the show.
Yeah, he said he had to stop the show. He had a family emergency. We're told Kim was badly shaken, but she wasn't hurt. Her 2 kids were not with her at the time of the attack. Police are still searching for the men.
We're tracking breaking news out of Midtown this morning. An Uber driver was shot near Grant and Alvernon.
9 on your side's Alexa Liacco has just arrived on scene. Alexa, tell us what you know so far.
Well, it's still a very active police scene right here. As you can see, they're taking pictures of this red car right here. This is the car that the Uber driver was in, and you can see there are probably hundreds of pellet blasts in the door. That car was hit by bird hunting pellets from a shotgun, and police say that those can kill people, and they say that they went through the door and hit the Uber driver as they were dropping off male passengers. It all happened around 2 o'clock in the morning, and after that the Uber driver came here to this Circle K to call for help. Now, police say the driver did get hurt, but the injuries are not life-threatening. The passenger in the car was not hurt. And at this point, police do have one person in custody. They say that once neighbors heard those shots being fired, everybody was kind of on alert, and the neighbors were actually able to spot this man walking around the streets with that shotgun. They said his hand was bleeding, so it was pretty obvious that that person was involved. Now, he is in custody, and police say at this point they are not looking for anybody else, but this is still a very active scene, and we will bring you any updates as we get them. Live in Midtown near Grant and Columbus, Alexa Liacco, KGUN 9 on your side.
Now, KGUN 9 on your side.
2 new bombshells in the presidential race. Donald Trump facing more scrutiny over his taxes, and now a report this morning that questions his behavior on the set of his reality show, The Apprentice. NBC national correspondent Peter Alexander has the latest on all of it. Hi, Peter. Good morning.
Hey, Matt and Savannah, good morning to you. Donald Trump facing new allegations this morning about the time that he was running that popular show, The Apprentice. Allegations suggesting he demeaned women with sexist language. This comes in the latest streak of bad headlines for Trump, including a report specifically that shows that in 1995, Donald Trump claimed a nearly $1 billion loss in a single year. Donald Trump under fire this morning after a new report claims the Republican nominee repeatedly demeaned women during his time as a reality TV boss on The Apprentice. The Associated Press interviewed more than 20 former cast and crew members who described Trump's behavior behind the scenes as crass, pointing at instances where Trump made lewd comments about a camera woman. Asked one contestant to twirl so that he could ogle her figure.
You're hired.
And according to the former Apprentice winner, turned Trump critic Randall Pinkett, sized up female contestants. He was like, "Isn't she hot? Check her out," kind of gawking. A Trump campaign spokeswoman denying the allegations, telling NBC News these outlandish, unsubstantiated, and totally false claims, fabricated by publicity-hungry, opportunistic, disgruntled former employees, have no merit whatsoever. It comes as Trump is also fending off new questions about his business record and personal finances, in the wake of a New York Times bombshell revealing 3 pages of Trump's tax filings from 1995. Trump claiming a nearly $916 million loss that could have allowed him to legally avoid paying federal income taxes for up to 18 years, according to tax experts hired by the newspaper. The Times receiving the documents from an anonymous tipster. They include markings calling for a signature from Trump's then-wife, Marla Maples. The campaign's official response doesn't dispute any of the article's content. Trump tweeting, "I know our complex tax laws better than anyone who's ever run for president, and I'm the only one who can fix them." His advisors also pushing back.
The reality is he's a genius.
The genius of Donald Trump has been to make sure that he follows the law.
The tax story punctuating a rough 7 days for the billionaire. Trump lashing out at the Clintons this weekend on Hillary Clinton's recent bout with pneumonia.
She's supposed to fight all of these different things, and she can't make it 15 feet to her car. Give me a break. Give me a break.
Even their marriage.
I don't even think she's loyal to Bill. You want to know the truth. And really, folks, really, why should she be, right?
Now Trump's trying to capitalize on audio released by an unknown source of Hillary Clinton discussing Bernie Sanders and his supporters during the primary.
They're children of the Great Recession, and they are living in their parents' basement. They feel that they got their education and the jobs that are available to them are not at all what they envisioned for themselves, and they don't see much of a future.
The Clinton campaign verifying the audio, saying Clinton's inspired by the optimism and the drive of this generation and Sanders supporters. Trump on Twitter calling on Sanders to pull his endorsement of crooked Hillary. 5 weeks to go, plenty of fodder for Saturday Night Live.
He hasn't released his tax returns, which means he's either not that rich,
Wrong.
not that charitable,
Wrong.
or he's never paid taxes in his life.
Warmer.
That New York Times tax report going right to the heart of Donald Trump's rationale for being president, his business acumen. As for his treatment of women, NBC News, that of course was where The Apprentice aired, referred all questions to the show's executive producer, Mark Burnett, whose PR company didn't respond to the Associated Press's repeated voicemails and emails. Matt and Savannah.
An eventful weekend in politics. Peter Alexander,
Mr. Roker
thank
over
you.
here, we're hearing powerful, catastrophic. What's the latest?
That's right. Well, it just isn't changing. 390 miles southeast of Kingston, 130-mile-per-hour winds right now. It's moving north at 6, so it's forward speed and it's starting to make that turn. So here's what we're looking for. For tomorrow, eastern Jamaica could see another 5 to 10 inches of rain. Inland Haiti, upwards of 25 inches. Along the coast, a storm surge in Haiti could see 7 to 10 inches. As we move into Tuesday afternoon and evening, eastern Cuba, including Guantanamo, up to 25 inches of rain. Then on Wednesday, the Bahama Islands are under it. 6 to 8 foot storm surges, rainfall of 10 to 20 inches. And here's what we're looking at now Friday. This is the National Hurricane Center track. This is the U.S. model, the European model. You can see they're fairly close. But then during the day Friday, the European model brings it closer to the southeastern Atlantic coast. Friday afternoon and evening, the U.S. model brings it and brushes it right through Saturday morning along the Carolina coastline, while the European model keeps it just kind of hanging around the southeastern Atlantic coast. So right now, guys, the models are a little divergent. You can see big differences Sunday morning, even on into Sunday afternoon and evening. So as we continue to track this, we're going to have to really watch it very carefully because we've got no consensus now amongst the models. So the entire southeastern and mid-Atlantic coast have to be concerned as we head into the weekend.
But do both models say it will be a hurricane when it gets...
It will still be a hurricane. That's right. And whether it's a major hurricane or a Category 2 or 3 is still up in the air.
An eye on it.
Thanks very much. We're going to have the latest on this storm. Gabe
throughout
Gutierrez,
tomorrow.
he's with us by phone now from Port-au-Prince, Haiti. Gabe, good morning to you.
Hi, Matt. Good morning. We saw a bit of rain here in Port-au-Prince overnight, but the heaviest downpours are expected in the coming hours. The government started evacuating people from the southern part of this country on Saturday, but in such an impoverished nation with such weak infrastructure, there could be no escape.
Overnight, one of the most powerful Atlantic hurricanes in almost a decade pounded more of the Caribbean. Matthew slamming into southern Haiti and drenching parts of Jamaica, triggering life-threatening flash floods. The coast of Colombia and Aruba seeing monster surf. Winds peaked at 160 miles an hour. This morning, Matthew is a violent Category 4 hurricane, washing away roads, homes, and bridges. Eastern Cuba also bracing for a direct hit. More than 500,000 people in Matthew's path. At the U.S. Naval Base at Guantanamo Bay, non-essential employees have been evacuated. But it is impoverished Haiti struggling to rebuild after the massive earthquake 6 years ago that is also facing the most devastation. Up to 40 inches of rain in some areas could spawn deadly mudslides. The toll, some fear, would be catastrophic.
Haiti's interim president is warning residents to take cover. Port-au-Prince's airport has just closed. Schools throughout the country are also shut down, and more than 1,000 emergency shelters are also open. Matt and Savannah.
All right, Gabe, thank you very much.